Welcome back to Punch Drunk Nerd, the podcast where three friends, three amigos, three bambinos come together to talk about nerd shit. My name is Luis Gonzalez, and with me is
Miguel Sanchez
and Ed Bull.
And we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about, what's her name? Kathleen. We're going to talk about Kathleen Kennedy leaving Lucasfilm. We're going to talk about some trailers, Andor Season 2 trailer. We're going to talk about some movies that we watched. We're going to talk about Dune Messiah. And then our big discussion this week, we're going to talk about, we're doing the Punchies. The Punchies is our annual award season where we're going to give out Punchies to random and crazy things. So tune in for that. But right now, we're going to jump right into the news. News. Guys, big news. Somebody is leaving. Huge. Somebody is leaving the Star Wars world, okay? And it's not Emperor Palpatine because he'll be back somehow. No, it's going to be Kathleen Kennedy. Do you guys know who Kathleen Kennedy is?
Yes, of course.
Kathleen Kennedy is running Lucasfilm. She was basically when Disney bought Lucasfilm, which does Star Wars, she was running it. She took over for George Lucas. And that's when we got all the new sequel trailers. That's when we got Solo. That's when we got Mandalorian. Everything, all the new Star Wars was under her regime. So now there is word that she will be leaving Lucasfilm.
By the end of this year, right?
Yes, which is a big deal because I think people have been kind of talking about... Yeah, for years, honestly. For years, people have been wanting Kathleen Kennedy to move on. Even though she's been a great producer for other movies in the past, I think just as a studio head for Lucasfilm is a different job than producing.
I tell you this,
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, not only that, but Lucasfilm under Disney, which is a whole different beast from what Lucasfilm was as an independent producing studio.
I'll say this. I was talking shit in the text because I was going off internet vibes, you know what I mean? And I was like, people hate her, so I hate her too. Because I follow trends. I would jump off a cliff so fast with you guys. But I saw the list of like movies that she's produced pre-Star Wars, and it's like, oh fuck, these are like classic iconic movies.
She went to the Masters.
And then you think about it, they bought Star Wars for $4 billion. And then over the course of her tenure, they've made like how many billions of dollars from Star Wars? So
I think like 13 billion.
Like 12 or 13 billion dollars.
13 billion dollars, yeah.
So they've like tripled their investment. And it's like, okay, so maybe you don't love it, maybe you don't whatever, but you can't sit there and go, hey, it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like as far as like money goes, they made it. So
exactly. Financially speaking, they kept her around because of that.
Hey, and why? And then now she gets to go like, "Hey, I'm retiring," and they're like, "Fuck it, who cares?" Like, we'll just, good for you, you know.
I think she will die happy,
as we hope we all do.
You know, she'll retire comfortably. Like, you know, George Lucas shows up every now and again for social occasions and events, and I think, you know, she has that same future for
I tell you this,
herself.
someone could meet her in the streets and be like, that third Star Wars sequel sucked. And she would be like, can I write you a check? You know, here's $1 million. I don't even need it.
As if.
I'm just saying, it's a flex.
As far as the movies go, though, they did, after the first one, they did not make as much money as the first one. Like, what's the word I'm trying to say? They declined.
They're not gross?
Yeah, they're not gross as, what's depreciated?
There you go.
Man, Financial Miggy Sanchez. That's your name now. So looking at her past work, one of the first things she did as an associate producer was Poltergeist, then E.T., then Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Gremlins, Goonies, Back to the Future, Color Purple, American Tail, Inner Space, Empire of the Sun, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Land Before Time, Back to the Future 2, Joe versus the Volcano, Gremlins 2, Cape Fear, Martin Scorsese movie, Hook, American Tail, 50 Goes West. What else we got? Tiny Toons Adventures, Jurassic Park,
You get the theme here. It's a lot of Spielberg
exactly
things, but
Twister, hey, Sixth Sense. So yeah, she's done a lot of things. Sign Seabiscuit. So she's done a lot of great movies and she's produced a lot of great stuff. It's just been in the Star Wars world. So
I like that you kept trying to stop talking and you kept talking. You kept being like, and then Jurassic Park, and you guys know the rest, and it was like Sixth Sense. And then it was also fucking
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit. Who throws in Seabiscuit? He's like, yeah, that was a great movie. Was it Toby in that one? All right.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire was in it. I think, didn't he get hurt in that movie? He did. He got hurt in Seabiscuit. And then for Spider-Man 2, he has that joke where he's like, ow, my back. And it's because his back really got fucked up from Seabiscuit.
From a horse.
I mean, and it was probably Kathleen's fault somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I think that's...
she was like, let's do a take where the horse rides you.
You get it. Miguel, why aren't you a producer? My God.
I say that all the time, you guys.
Yeah, I think you actually would be a great producer. But yeah, I feel like the unfortunate thing is, like, as I was saying, Lucasfilm under Disney's banner was a whole different beast from what it was prior to its purchase. So it was bound to be, like, I don't envy that job from her, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, sure enough, as each Star Wars movie came out, the more toxic Star Wars fans became. And unfortunately, I feel like, you know, the social media is definitely celebrating right now. But, you know, I think there's something to be celebrated in the fact that what she did achieve, like we were saying, she has been a part and involved in so many great movies. Some bad ones too, but, you know, some of our favorite directors, producers, actors, they've all been in some shit every now and again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a heavy burden to bear. I feel like, yes, there were a bunch of missteps, but that's also just the way of the industry. It was never going to be perfect hit after perfect hit. And even if they were perfect or close to perfect, i.e. like The Last Jedi, which I remember when that movie was coming out, she was, you know, she was praising leading up to that movie's release. And then she kind of, you know, backtracked a little bit after that.
And
which
they
I
shelved a lot of projects after that too.
After that too, yeah. And, you know, a lot of Star Wars movies since then have been in developmental hell. So, like, yes, maybe it is time to pass on the baton.
And I think you make a good point earlier how, like, this is under Disney banner as well. So not only are they have to make more movies, but they also have to listen to what Disney has to say. And Disney has been through kind of 2/3 CEOs. Like, it was Bob Iger, then Bob Chapek during quarantine, and then he fucked up so much that they had to bring back to the MVP Bob Iger. And so all the rule changing and the missions and objectives going from like one place to the other place, back to the other place, it can put you in a difficult situation. And when I was a kid, I was like, man, when I grow up, I want to make a Star Wars movie, or I want to make a superhero movie. Right now, I'd
rather kill myself. Yeah.
Because as much as I would love to do that, you know, I would have fun to do it. The culture around Star Wars and superhero movies is so toxic that you make one wrong move, then you're going to get slammed.
It could even be the best move for the franchise in theory.
The Last Jedi.
People will resist it. The Last Jedi. People will resist it, and it's tough. And so, you know, you can only respect that. You know, she's come so far. You know, again, you know, better or worse or whatever, but like, if she made a go of it, we have some really great Star Wars things under her reign that worked, that I'm thankful for. You know, some other things maybe not so much, but again, that's part of also the culture of content and film and TV right now. And Star Wars has just sadly fallen prey to that. So, you know, hey ho, she's moving on. Good for her. We'll see where it goes. Who do you think's going to take the lead? I think Dave Filoni, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, there's words about, obviously, from like a fan base place, people like Dave Filoni. They said pairing him with Jon Favreau. You know, Jon Favreau could be
that pairing works. You know what I mean?
And I could see the studios trusting Jon Favreau more because he toes the line of business and creative. He made them a lot of money on Jungle Book. He made them a lot of money in Lion King. He knows how to toe a line that executives. Yeah, I mean, that truthfully, you're right. I mean, what executives would do. if he did lead Star Wars, then he would have to give the creative control.
Is it pandering, or does he know how to play the game? You know what I mean? He came in and
What's the difference?
He came in and he did Iron Man, okay? And it's like he then became like an executive producer on a ton of Avengers projects simply because he knew how to make movies. Even though he wasn't the director or writer for all of these big projects, he came in and knew what he was doing. And then he turned his focus to Star Wars and did the same thing. He wasn't like the main name on all of these Star Wars projects, but he knew how to creatively work with these creatives to like make these projects work. I mean, The Mandalorian, right? Wasn't he working on that one with them?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he worked closely. I think he's the reason he was brought Grogu into the mix.
I just think that Jon Favreau knowing how to work with the studios is not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like to having someone who has the business savvy to like, I understand the industry and then also I know how to work with creatives. That's a good pairing, I think, in my mind.
And also to follow up on that, like look at what DC's doing with James Gunn.
They gave him someone else.
They're lifting a creative director, and Jon Favreau has directed, he has created. So, you know, if there is a trend going on right now in the industry where it's like, oh, DC did it, you know, we're nervous about our stuff. Maybe we give it to Jon Favreau as well, and we kind of imitate what they're doing.
It is going to be a little bit of a transitional era, but I will say this is you guys don't listen to me because I fucking hate Star Wars. So even though I have ideas, I think Jon Favreau is a good like candidate. Icon to take over some things. You know what I mean? Guys, I'm not the Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens.
Game.
Yeah, so sit down.
I do kind of love the game a little bit, but that's whatever.
Ed, I feel like
we'll move on. No, he doesn't want to talk anymore.
We could go down this rabbit hole, but we've got things to talk about. I disagree, but let's move on.
No, let's do it. This could be our thumbnail image. You know what I mean? Like future of Star Wars.
I mean, again, we've got until like the end of the year. This is like very early days. You know, there's other developments that I'm much more earnest about, and I hadn't even considered Jon Favreau, and I know he is involved in a lot of the Star Wars projects. Do I like any of them? No. But because I think he makes generic shit. Sadly, I feel, and this is going to be the argument of any, you know, diehard fan of any genre. You know, you want something fresh, something original. Get us out of this fucking drivel that we have been dealing with for the last 10 fucking years of just content after content after content, and then like losing things that actually, you know, matter or could have meant something, i.e. The Acolyte, or, you know, but it's like, I'm not saying like The Acolyte was on Jon Favreau or anything, but it's more of just like this idea of just having to meet those standards of these fucking executives who just like, oh, well, you know, let's just make it because money. I want somebody's heart to be in it. Dave Filoni grew up in the industry with George Lucas, and Dave Filoni is like literally the one name I could throw out there. I don't really know who else. Like, you really have to go outside. And and I think and for good reason. Like he's had his hand in like some of the best of what Star Wars has offered. But to your point, Jon Favreau is like he has handled more of the cinematic element for Disney, Marvel, whatever. And yes, he has made bukus of cash. But I don't think that should be the only, you know,
my counterpoint to that is I have a couple of points I want to make off of that. And I didn't mean to like get into this whole, we don't want to talk Star Wars in this forever. So I'm almost done.
It sounds like you do. So let's keep going.
I just want to say this. I just want to say is that a couple of points. First off, think about this transition era we're in with Marvel right now, right? Like think about from the end of Endgame to let's say the next Avengers movie is shooting right now. There's been a lot of criticism about how there's not really this clear, cohesive vision like there was with the Infinity Saga. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of this like kind of transitional thing that a little like up in the air. Are we doing this? If you think about Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, okay, starting from oh my God, The Force Awakens, all the way to whatever that last one was, where Palpatine returns. Okay, one of the big critiques was
Palpatine Returns.
That's right. That's Star Wars Palpatine Returns. I thought it was
Yeah.
One of the big critiques about that one is there's no cohesiveness. There's no through line. There wasn't any sit down. We are going to plan these 3 movies for this.
Yeah.
So I just think that while maybe Jon Favreau is not your favorite because he puts out some products that are not your favorite, I think that Jon Favreau at least has like a full picture of what it can be. He knows how to work with the studio. I'm repeating myself now. He knows how to work with the studio. He knows how to work with creatives. He can create a longer vision that gives a little steadiness throughout the way. You know what I mean? And it's not just like, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. I would prefer 1 or 2 people teaming up and saying, we are going to make this, which is kind of why I'm excited for DC, because it's like, no, we're going to try, we're going to do this.
It has James Gunn and Peter Safran, two minds.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
see, I do feel like the James Gunn point is valid, but I also just don't see Disney ever going along with that sort of thing. I think they are just far too focused on the content element. I don't think Jon Favreau is
ballsy enough to like say no to things.
No, I don't think he is. I think he would just be, oh, this would be fun. I think this would be fun. Let's do this one. I don't
that's
think
not the vibe I get from him, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm dogging on Jon Favreau. Obviously, he's had a career. I just
did I say this a second ago? I meant to say this also. If Jon Favreau was like called you up, hey Ed, real quick, would you like to have dinner with me and talk about Star Wars?
See, oh my God, Ed! So you already have a prejudice towards Jon Favreau that you don't.
I do. Well, I've watched a lot of his movies, and
Christmases.
Yep.
But did
he direct that?
No, he was in it.
Yeah, I know he was in it, but I was like, hang on, we're going down a weird rabbit hole now. Yeah. I like him as an actor.
But just imagine he was like, let's have dinner, and then all you have to do is pick my brain, ask questions. You can ask industry questions, you can ask Marvel questions, you can have Star Wars questions, you can have just actor questions. Jon Favreau has like a wealth of knowledge that whether or not you agree with every decision he makes, he knows the industry kind of inside and out.
No, of course he does.
He's like a worthy person to sit down and talk to. So therefore, it makes sense that studios are going to look to him and go, I don't disagree
with you that yes, he has the knowledge. Like you could say,
you guys expect me to do this? Why am I so heated right now? I'm sorry, that's my bad.
I don't disagree that he has clearly the knowledge, the ins and outs.
Because he's like, now he's not going to take you to dinner. He's going to be like, hey, you want to get on my food truck, Ed? Let's cook some food. Let's eat some dinner.
And I love food movies, but Chef. I'm
tired of trying to relate to you.
You put any hypothetical into like, yeah, let's go out to dinner. Let's pick your brain. Of course, I
imagine Ed. Imagine.
Yeah, in a million years. But like, I just as the overseeing head. Like, I was skeptical about James Gunn, and maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But like,
no, but wait, we have to wait and see.
We're still waiting. Yeah.
But I feel like Jon Favreau would be too far leaning to the studio side. That's my concern.
I think
we are agreeing. We agree.
That's what I'm saying. I think,
and that's all I mean is like, whereas I want, as a fan of Star Wars, I want some originality. I want to step away from the mold that they've found themselves in.
When Lucasfilm was its own thing, it had the freedom to do that. But now that it's under Disney, it has this like huge responsibility to feed that machine a bunch of money.
And how many
it expects to make billions of dollars?
How many great directors have we seen come and go just on the idea of a concept for Star Wars that just never came to fruition?
Here's where I would agree with you, Ed, is imagine if every time one of those directors left, that was because Jon Favreau was like, should fire them. Fire them. like he's Palpatine. And you're like, wait, I didn't realize that's who you were. Okay, this entire time I thought he was the senator. Okay,
I was about to say something mean, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Anyway,
let's move on.
Let's talk about some other studio Discord.
So that was great. I love this Miguel. I felt like you spoke for me in this instance, and I love.
And I apologize.
No, in the best way possible. Like what you are my proxy, so I appreciate that. And I
I'm alone, is what you're saying. You guys are a bunch of Favreau fuckers.
Look, we could go into it more, but we want to talk about somebody else who's taking control of another IP. Is James Bond. James Bond was under the helm of Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. Now, let's give a little bit of history about this. They were under MGM Studios. Amazon came in, bought MGM so they could say, hey, I'm going to buy MGM. I'm going to buy all this crap, but really I want to make Bond stuff. And then Amazon and the James Bond team came together and they were like, hey, we have ideas. And they were like, we don't want to do that. We're very particular about it. They're very even particular about Daniel Craig having a loose collar on a poster. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't want that. That's just to show how picky they are in choosing who they want. So it just got to a point that they got bought out by $1 billion, I think. They got Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. Michael G. Wilson's very old. They got bought out for $1 billion, and Amazon didn't just straight up buy it. What they did was together they created a joint venture, but Amazon has a majority stake on it. The reason being is because however much money the next Bond movie makes, that family will also get money, is the reason. But because they're in that joint venture together and because Amazon is in control, now we can talk about this. What is Amazon going to do with James Bond? So this is your time to shine.
All right. So yes, they basically relinquished creative control of Bond, which, like you were saying, Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson have been pretty precious about for. They've been at it since the 70s, basically. Barbara Broccoli, who was the daughter of Cubby Broccoli, who started the James Bond franchise as a producer. And so, yeah, they held on to it dearly up until now. And in the recent years, since Daniel Craig's last film, obviously there's been casting speculation about the next James Bond, where the franchise is going to go from here. And there was rumors / news circulating that, like, you know, Amazon wanted to make these spin-off shows and shit like that, but Barbara Broccoli, they wanted to keep it singularly a cinematic experience. And I think, you know, I respect them for that. I'm not saying that Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson have made a million bangers of James Bond. Obviously, Bond has been a roller coaster ride, just like every other fucking franchise, let's be honest. But yeah, I do feel like they had, you know, some integrity that maybe some billionaires do not. So
now they're billionaires, so it doesn't matter.
So now they're billionaires. Who gives a fuck? It does, you know. It makes me sad to see them relinquish that. I feel like it was the one thing about Bond is that unique relationship between them and the character and the property, and again sticking to their guns of a cinematic event.
Yes, I think that's important to be able to say, you show up to these movies. You know, I mean, Ed, and it gets so diluted. Imagine if Tom Cruise was like, anyway, here's the Mission Impossible movie. Here's the Mission Impossible TV show. Here's a Mission Impossible spinoff. Here's the Edgar, what's his name? Simon Pegg, you know what I mean? Universe where he gets
it's the origin story.
Movie, you know, and I understand that being like kind of a talking point about James Bond and Amazon. The other thing I would say is you're talking about these two creatives who were very precious about it. Do you guys remember when Amazon, Jeff Bezos was shooting people off in the rockets, all those celebrities, okay?
Yeah.
They were going off into space, and then when they landed, one of them was William Shatner. You guys remember that clip? Where William Shatner was like having this like kind of out-of-body experience. That's a little extreme, but he was like having this like reflective moment of
1,000% he was,
going to space.
You would call it a human moment.
Exactly. And then immediately Jeff Bezos started talking over him and like spraying him with champagne, even though he's like an alcoholic trying to recover. And it was just like, he was just like, yeah, anyway, man, wasn't this so great? We fucking went to space. And that's what I mean about like Jeff Bezos and Amazon taking over, is all of a sudden it's no longer these like passionate creatives. It's these people that are just like, money.
Here's my new toy.
Money. Here's my, yeah, exactly. And I'll play with it however I want. He immediately jumped on Twitter and was like, hey guys, who do you want to see play James Bond? And of course it's like
Henry Cavill.
Fan cast. So it's like I don't want that from the people that are passionate about this project. Now, do I love James Bond a million degrees? No, not necessarily, but I do love the fact that people care, you know.
It was a very like holy thing, you know. It was taken care of. It was just this thing that you had to work really hard for, and now it's just like getting Disney-fied, like you said, with all these like movies, all these shows, all these spin-offs. It's going to become the market's going to be saturated with James Bond stuff. And
we don't know what the stipulations are of whatever agreement they came to, but
I mean, they could do whatever they want.
I mean, yeah, basically. And so you have to assume that it's inevitably going to come to something like that, you know. They already did that kind of like travel game show, kind of James Bond themed, with Brian Cox on Amazon.
Did you hear about that? Brian Cox thought he was actually going to be in the James Bond movie, and then it was just like this game show.
He was like, finally they come to me about this.
I mean, how great would Brian Cox be in a Bond movie, like as M or otherwise? But yeah, I mean, I think that's, for me anyway, that's the downer of all of this. Is,
have you heard of like word about them trying to make Bond into an American? Have you seen this on the internet, this theory? No. It's been thrown around that some people are like,
yeah, why are you trying to rile me up right now? I will say back in the 80s, there was a cartoon, an animated show called James Bond Jr.
Go further. What?
Okay.
And James Bond was American in that, or James Bond Jr. was American in that. Yeah, that's like a random thing that I came across in my youth. I had a VHS of it, but yeah. Ew. The whole thing is, if it, you know, and here's the thing is, after Daniel Craig moving on, you know, I was hoping they would allow this franchise to breathe a little bit from the franchise. Like,
he's still alive.
He's still alive, doing well enough. And but yeah, like the franchise needs like a little breathing room, kind of like how we swing from one Batman to another, or the next Spider-Man to another. It's just like, let these fucking heroes breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And now we won't.
There's going to be an immediacy. Yeah, exactly.
Of James Bond.
I will say that I think that with talking about Bond and Batman, it has been a few years since that last Bond movie. Okay, so, and imagine they make another Bond movie. That's still
2022.
It's still going to be several years until we see that Bond movie, right? They have to go through the audition process. They have to cast him. They have to get the writer, the director. They have to make the movie. They have to release it. It's still going to be several years till we get that. And I feel like the same thing with DC and Batman. Obviously, Robert Pattinson's Batman is his own thing, and they've kind of said that recently. But I do feel like there is kind of time in between these projects, and we're going to kind of see if they maybe work. But I just I don't quite love Amazon taking over. We thought it wasn't going to happen like 6 months ago. Do you guys remember when she was like, Miss Broccoli was like,
yeah.
She seemed steadfast. Like,
and then Amazon was like, we didn't pay all this money just to not use it, so here's more money.
Yeah, they were like, this is the one we're here for. So
yeah,
I wanted to say this earlier. In the same vein as George Lucas, and now them, Barbara Broccoli and who's else? Who's the other guy?
Michael G. Wilson.
Yeah, obviously Michael G. Wilson. Okay.
Or Michael Gwilson.
Obviously, these creatives were so like tied to these projects and this and that. George Lucas probably spent the last 10 years going, God, I hate these Star Wars movies. But every time he thought that, he was just like, let me log into my Wells Fargo account real quick and just be like, oh yeah, I do have $4 billion. You know what I mean? and now they're doing the same thing. They're like, all right, we're billionaires now. Like,
and
we'll
they're
survive.
also like older. Like he is Mike. I mean, I don't know. Michael Wilson is. I don't know. I just saw a picture of him, and
he's like 70.
He's 83 years old.
That's someone who's like, let me just go ahead and make sure that my grandchildren's children also have money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Here's one thing I want to bring up too is that, you know, who is going to take the lead? Who's going to do the next movie? You know, all of these things, and there is word around about Jonathan Nolan to potentially hop on because he has already worked with Amazon. He has a relationship with them. He did the Fallout series with Amazon, and you know, he obviously has a relationship with Christopher Nolan, and so there just could be a place where,
as in like familiar, like
no, I mean, like
family,
right? But I'm just yeah. But that's
it is a bit of nepotism, but also he has shown like he was like the head creative on Westworld, and people loved that show.
Exactly.
Now, maybe not fully all the way through, but it was a proof of concept. Jonathan Nolan can do those things, you know? Jonathan Nolan has also co-written so many of Nolan's movies. So we've talked about Nolan also directing a Bond movie, and this could be like, I could see Amazon being like, you're the next best thing for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like, you can do it as well as Christopher, and it's also a name recognition, and also people kind of want it. We could see you do it. So I don't know. What's weird about this is I feel so back and forth. Is I feel like I'm like, I hate this, and I'm also halfway like, well, let's see what happens. You know?
Yeah. I will say I feel like the whole Nolan thing, just because it's been so hyped up over the last few years since Oppenheimer, since the last James Bond and stuff like that, it feels like fan casting at this point. You know what I mean?
Well, he was literally asking the fans who he wanted to cast for James Bond, so
I know.
it wouldn't be out of, you know.
Who do you want to direct the first James Bond?
It's not just direct.
Fucking integrity,
it's also
man.
Who's going to lead? Because this isn't just going to be one movie. This is going to be
it's overseeing.
Overseeing somebody to have a creative eye and overlook. Like, okay, we're going to make this movie. We're going to make this show. We're going to do this comic, and we're going to tie it or a video game. You know, someone has to have that overarching eye.
I don't think anyone said this yet, but one of the creatives, I'm being serious, is like one of the creatives that could do James Bond is Jon Favreau. No, fuck me. All right.
Yeah. Fuck you is right. I don't know. I mean, for the moment, it's all speculative.
I honestly, like, I'm not, this is going to be sad. Like, I'm not looking forward to what we're about to get from Amazon, to be honest. So we're just going to have to obviously wait and see where that goes. This is going to be obviously James Bond and Amazon. It's odd. You know, Jon Favreau, we're going to Lucasfilm, odd, right? Maybe not. I'm trying to segue to this next bit.
You got a really odd one coming up. I know it. Go ahead, say it.
But now we have another strange partnership. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson working with Martin Scorsese in a movie? Question mark? Who wants to talk about this?
Now I'm mad. Now let me be mad for a second.
Go for it.
Because first off, I appreciate us talking about this because it's news. We had to put it in the doc, okay? But the entire talk was Martin Scorsese, who's one of my favorite directors, okay? I love a lot of his movies. And they go, he's making this movie with Emily Blunt, Dwayne Johnson, who's Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's Departed meets Goodfellas meets something else. I can't remember what it was. And it was like, I really hated that they were like, let's just do like the greatest hits Martin Scorsese's, you know what I mean? It's like, he is a phenomenal director. I mean, just a couple of years ago, he did Killers of the Flower Moon, which was like a wholly original movie, maybe based on whatever he was doing, whatever project he was making. But it wasn't like he was making another Martin Scorsese movie. You know what I mean? Like, he can show up and make his own original thing. And so I hated immediately that they were like, oh, and it's all these like greatest hits movies for him. And then they go, it's a mob boss. It's a Hawaiian mob boss. And who do we know who's from Hawaii? The Rock.
Wouldn't you know it? The Rock.
Oh, man. Okay, he's coming off this A24 wrestler movie.
Exactly.
And now he's trying to be this Dave Bautista character. And it's just like, I don't like it. I don't love it. I'm not here for it. I'll see a trailer, I guess. I love Martin Scorsese, so I'll probably fucking watch it. But I just
if it comes into fruition, and I only say that because
what is this? Is this rumors?
No, this is Punch Drunk Nerd. We've been
okay. Go
hang
ahead.
on. Hang on. Since Killers of the Flower Moon alone, he's announced, and I'm talking about Martin Scorsese here. He has been attached to several projects. I don't know how close this is to like production or whatever, but he also has a Jesus Christ movie in the works with Andrew Garfield. He also was talking that he had a project called The Devil in the White City with Leonardo DiCaprio that they left, but now they're getting back into. And then there was another one called The Wager that him and Leo were trying to put together as well. I'm just
Leo said, if you're gonna die, it's gonna be directing my movie. Okay,
exactly. You're gonna go down with me in front of the camera.
I will give you CPR until this movie is done. Okay.
Oh man. So I just like I'm not trying to be I don't know, an alarmist about it, but like when the fucking cameras start rolling, I'll believe it. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I'm just saying we spoke about another rumor in this podcast that you didn't believe was going to happen, and it did happen.
What's that?
Okay. Our Dumbledore. We have a new Dumbledore, and Harry Potter. You were like, "That's good rumor. It hasn't happened."
I mean, we were both like that.
So I'm just saying, don't say things are rumors because now you're making things into reality by saying.
Okay, I'm jinxing it. You're saying.
Have you guys noticed though? In the last like 2 or 3 episodes, we get a little contentious. Like, let's remember, we're having fun, you guys. Like, this is such a good podcast. We don't have
a sad week though.
We don't have to be so mad. We're not casting these people, okay? Yes, it's frustrating, okay?
And we're not going to profit from the movies, that's for sure.
Yeah, not with our 12 views, okay? We're fine.
No. I want to get more into this but it's about a ruthless Hawaiian crime boss based on a real figure who battled encroaching rivals for control of organized crime in 1960s and 70s Hawaii.
Can I tell you why this doesn't work?
I mean, we all know. Everybody say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson cannot act.
Yeah. But also, the last couple of years in Hawaii, you guys know, like, Hawaii is telling people stop coming here. They had those big fires. It's all of these like big rich celebrities buying up land in Hawaii on the island.
Bunch of white people.
I just don't think the optics are really good right now for a Hawaiian mob boss. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It's just maybe not the best move, but I can't.
Well, if anybody could handle a sensitive issue, would be him because he did it with Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm just saying, as if I was an executive, that's what I would say. It's like, oh, well, he was able to do that project, then maybe.
The one thing that excited me was the prospect of Emily Blunt getting to work with Martin Scorsese.
Can I say I agree 1,000% with you, Ed? Yes, that is something.
There we go. That's a high note.
Hey, Ed. I agree.
Swiftly on. We were on a high note. Let's go.
I love Emily Blunt and Scorsese getting together. You know, I really love when these big name directors work with someone who's also a big name actor, and it's like, I can't believe you haven't been together.
Exactly.
Already,
yeah.
You know.
Well, but also you're just like, ooh, what could that amount to? Like, what? You know.
Well, speaking of Emily Blunt, Emily Blunt's worked with Denis Villeneuve in Sicario. And speaking of Denis Villeneuve, he's making Dune Messiah, and they're actually going to start shooting that this summer. Okay, that's all I really wanted to say. Dune Messiah is starting to shoot this summer, and
you can't shoot on Arrakis in the winter.
Exactly, and then potentially they're going to continue this Dune thing again, obviously because of the money. And I think Gareth Edwards has been a name that people are throwing out to do like a 4th film or a 5th film or something like that. Okay,
are you not into it? That doesn't matter. All right, no, forget it.
We can, but I feel like
he's saying he's into Messiah, but he's not into the other bit.
Okay,
Gareth Edwards directing.
You want to see the new one? You don't want to go beyond the new one. Okay,
right.
I got you. Okay.
Oh, who said that? You said that?
I'm asking.
I said that. You said that.
We're interpreting what you're saying. Do you want to see Dune 3? No.
Yeah, of course. It's Denis Villeneuve. Are you kidding me?
But you don't want to go beyond.
Yeah.
Right,
well, according to our reliable source, Sean Carter on Dune, after Messiah, the books like become garbage.
Drop off.
There's so many books, y'all.
Because Frank Herbert did not write them.
I'll tell you this. I've said it before. The only thing I want to see in this next movie, it's not a joke. I want to see Timothée Chalamet as this worm. Is he going to be a worm? All right.
That's what I hear. Do you
guys remember how much I loved that movie Cocaine Bear? Okay. Yeah. That's what I want out of Dune 3. I want to see some absolutely ridiculous bullshit. I want to be like, hang on a second. He was just Bob Dylan, and now he's a worm.
Wait, why is Godzilla here now?
No,
wrestling this sandworm. He's sandworm versus Godzilla.
But this is the first. This is the first. Kong. It's the first Godzilla movie where Godzilla is like an English accent and he could speak, and you're like, wait, what? Like, what are we doing with this? No, fuck it. Whatever.
Dune Messiah happening this summer, and then this Sunday is the Oscars. So if you were waiting for that,
Conan O'Brien.
With Conan O'Brien. Oh, that's why he's been going around the ring. So there you go. Oscars is Sunday. Andor season 2 trailer dropped. Looks great. I got nothing else to say about it unless you guys want to talk about it. Except
nope.
Okay, great. I saw the monkey. This is gonna be very quick, y'all. It's gonna be pop, 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 pop. I saw the monkey this weekend. My first kickoff into 2025 for movies, and I saw some trailers, and I have some thoughts. Very quick. First trailer I saw. Hurry Up Tomorrow. This is a companion piece to The Weeknd's album. It's directed by the guy who did Waves. First impressions, visuals look cool. Performances, I don't know. We'll see.
Terrible.
Got Jenna Ortega, though, in it. The Amateur, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Sinners, you know that movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan? A lot of twin movies. People be doing a lot of twin movies lately.
But this one looks good.
Including the monkey. The monkey got a twin.
They got twin. Yeah. So, whoa. Oh, really good. So Sinners, I went and saw, what did I see? Oh, I actually did see a movie before The Monkey. I saw Captain America, Brave New World in IMAX. And in IMAX, I saw the Sinners trailer, and I saw it on IMAX. I saw an IMAX trailer of the Sinners from top to bottom, Ed. Wake up. Okay. This was filmed with IMAX cameras. Okay. So Nolan style, Jordan Peele style. We're talking fucking Max shot with the camera. All right, we're not saying this movie.
So was Creed 3.
I don't give a fuck about a Creed 3. Okay,
well, I'm just saying.
Let him get through it. Shut up.
Go ahead. Okay, I'm in the middle of it, Seb. All right. All I'm saying is that it looks beautiful. The Sinners looks. I didn't expect it to be an IMAX. So if you were interested, all right, get into it. Sit down. Black Bag. This is that Steven Soderbergh movie.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender.
I'm not looking forward to it anymore. I've seen the trailer like 4 times, and now I'm not into it anymore. The more I see it, the more I'm like, pass. This is just a fancy Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm not into it. I love Steve Soderbergh as director, but for some reason, I'm just not into it. Bring Her Back. Saw that trailer. It looks scary. Oh, Together. There's this really scary movie called Together that's coming out. It's got Dave Franco and Alison Brie. It's about people who are codependent. It visually looks very cool.
I walked in halfway through that trailer, so I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
I think it's supposed to also be like a dark comedy too. I think.
Yeah. Like so fucked up it's funny is what I heard.
Yeah, but it's not like it's like very straightforward. Very straightforward, and the visuals are very like it looked like a drama. And then finally, when I finished watching The Monkey, there was a trailer called Keeper. So for some reason, after watching The Monkey, I decided to stay through the credits. I don't know why. I just felt like sitting down. And good thing I did, because there was literally a trailer for what's his name? Oswald?
Osgood Perkins.
Osgood Perkins, thank you. It was literally a trailer for Osgood Perkins' next movie. And this, when I came out, Keeper there's not even a trailer for it on YouTube. The only way to watch this trailer is to watch The Monkey, and there's a post-credit scene. And I thought,
I didn't even stay for that. Damn.
I was like, how fucking cool is this? Because trailers, do you know why trailers are called trailers? Is because they used to show the trailers at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had a real fucking trailer at the end of a movie, I was here for it. So very cool. If you watch The Monkey, stay to the end. You get to watch The Keeper. And what it seems like to me is that we're swinging back into serious horror. So we did Long Legs, serious horror. We did The Monkey, comedy horror. And now we're going back to serious horror, almost like the Coen brothers, how they swung from like comedy to drama. That's all I wanted to say.
Cool. I did not know that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep talking because I have this awesome new bit that's about to happen. All right,
love it. Let's go, guys. Let's lock in for a second, okay? Let's all just real quick shake off that last segment. Okay.
All right, guys. We have the Punchies coming up. Right?
Hell yeah.
Huge deal. We're going to say what our favorite movie is, favorite villain, all of these things. Now, we also have the summer movie wager, right?
Right.
God, I love the summer movie wager. Ed, you won one. Miguel, you won one. I won one. Okay. And I thought, telling other people to watch a certain movie is fun. Sure. And we're going to keep doing that. But I think there needs to be actual physical prize for it. So right now, I'm about to unbox something.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
All right, hold on. Here, if you guys want to fill the time while I unbox this, maybe tell them what you're seeing.
Miguel, you're wrong about fucking Jon Favreau, man. I'm just
kidding. No, talk about the box.
Oh, well, there's a box. Luis is holding a box that I cannot see. Oh, he's got a pin knife, a Swiss Army knife. Oh, okay, it's not that.
It looks.
Imagine if he started cutting his wrists right here on the podcast. We couldn't do anything about it.
You know what? Next time,
we couldn't even yell
Luis,
Sarah.
Next time, Luis asks us to vamp. Let me just take over for a second, okay? All right.
This is me improvising. Here we go.
It's honestly some of the best work I've ever seen. What do you guys?
He's not even showing the books. How are we supposed to talk about it?
You guys ever imagine Luis killing himself on camera? You're like, oh, okay, all right.
Okay, good job, guys. So now
I would have gone that direction.
I've been looking at it. And
maybe next time open the box before we start recording.
If you win in your year, all right?
Oh, fuck.
You are now going to be the proud owner.
Oh,
no! Of a fucking belt.
Okay? Oh, my God. That's
Look
awesome.
At this thing. And you know what? It has some weight to it. Woo!
It looks heavy. Oh, my God, Luis. That's insane.
What does it say, guys?
Summer box office
movie wager.
Undisputed
world champion.
As whoever was the previous winner has to pay for the shipping and handling to get it to the next one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
God! Wow.
So now that's incredible. And I also got like a little hanging hook thing, so you can put it on your wall.
Oh my
God!
Have
it there. So you can have it you can put it on the wall, have it hanging for a year, and then you literally can walk out as the new PDN Summer Movie Wager champion.
Can you wear it?
I'm sure I could. Hold on, I've never done it before. I think this is like 6 pounds.
Wait, just pull it out of the box.
You guys just remember, I'm a big boy. Okay, I got to get that extra large. I need to when I get on an airplane. When I get on an airplane, they ask me, "Do I want the extender?" And I said no, and I don't need it, but I need it for that belt. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just get like a little hair tie and stretch it around the back. I'll hold it together.
Heavy. Okay.
It should be heavy.
Even if I wear it, you won't be able to see it.
But we know that you're wearing.
I'll say this, Luis.
That's beautiful.
Don't tell us, but in the chat down below, let us know how much you think this thing costs. Okay.
Oh God.
All right.
His laugh is already.
And while we're here, Luis, why don't you go ahead and
look how shiny it is? But do you think? Oh my God! I mean, Luis, it's so beautiful. I'm so enamored.
Yeah. What's that, Miguel?
Luis, shout out your wrestling podcast that you're on too.
Oh yeah, so I'm also a host on another podcast called the WWE podcast. It's the unofficial one, but you can't just listen to it because it's behind a paywall. It's only for Patreons. So you have to you have to pay I think $3 to listen to my podcast, then you get free access to the podcast itself and my After Dark episode. I just did a top 10 episode. I did a top 10 episode of the top 10 entrance music for the women superstars.
First off, it sounds amazing. Guys, I'm begging you, please subscribe so that we can pay for this belt that we just got. Okay? All right.
Look at it, though. It's so beautiful.
It's really nice, isn't it?
I'll tell you this.
I got this box like weeks ago, and I've been waiting to open it. Or like, no, not weeks ago, probably last week. and I've been waiting to open it right now.
One of the things you guys can expect with the Punch Drunk Nerd podcast is that we commit to bits. Okay, if you thought that we weren't gonna spend money on this podcast, welcome to it. Please sponsor us. Okay,
but now we have something to fight for. Because listen, I don't want to lose
oh
this
my
thing.
God,
sounds
nice.
Yeah,
And that is specifically for our summer movie wager. So this next year, it's gonna get raw. Okay.
Raw is war, y'all.
Nice.
Look at this thing.
It's so gorgeous.
I know. Don't you want this? If you want this, you got to win it this year. Now you have something to fight for.
Put it in your mouth.
I was. What?
Stick it right up your butt. Let's go.
All right. Color scheme. Look at the color scheme. Look at that. I tried to get it to match.
It looks
I'm
amazing.
gonna wear it naked. Will I make love?
Hey, baby, look at me. I'm a summer movie wager undisputed champion.
It's like, is that comfy? Is that comfy? Is that comfy?
Why are you so soft under the belt? You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, all right.
It keeps sliding down.
That was a little surprise I wanted to bring into here.
Wow.
I think I'm going to wear it.
The rest of the episode, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm the champion, so I get to hold on to it. I get to wear it. All right.
I agree.
Now we have the feature discussion, the Punchies. This is just we're giving out funny awards to real movies. Hey, that's a tagline. I like it. Funny awards to real movies. So here we go. We got like 6 to 8
minutes
things we're giving away.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
Sorry, Ed. Stay up.
Miguel, Ed, me.
Sure, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you narcissist.
Well, I am the.
Okay.
He would have said that regardless.
You get to decide the order. All right.
All right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll go first. Okay, you guys. Hey, welcome to the Punchies. All right. It's the 2024 or 2025 Punchies. Okay. We're talking about the 2024 year. We're going to talk about the last 365 days of content. You're going to see movies and TV shows and music. You're going to see internet pop culture moments. And then also some maybe just kind of like fun podcast moments between the three of us, and everyone, including Ed, is going to yes and every single thing we talk about. Don't yawn one more time. All right, so I'm going to start.
Fool me.
Guys, I want to talk straight out the gate. You guys know me. I'm the pop culture guy. I want to talk about pop culture moments from 2024. So I'm going to put a crown on my favorite viral moment of 2024, but I'm going to give you a little run up on the list, okay?
Oh, fuck.
It'll be quick. You fuck. All right. So, all right, you guys, viral moments for me. You guys remember Ray Gun, the break dancer? Do you guys remember that whole spiel? She was over there like, can you even hit one of her moves real quick? Okay.
Her name was Ray Gun?
You fuck. All right. You know what I mean? Just imagine you being like, that bitch. You know what I mean? Okay.
Dancer for the Olympics, right?
Yeah, no, I know. But
she did so bad, Ed, that they will no longer have breakdancing in the Olympics.
I'm aware.
Okay?
I keep up with the news.
And speaking of someone's going, and I also want you to know that this is a theme of my viral moments, is people doing so bad. Okay. Joe Coy was the host of the Golden Globes at the beginning of 2024. And it was so bad that he had to blame the writers of the show. And he was like, no, I was funny. They just wrote me bad shit. Okay. And we were blessed a week or two later with John Mulaney hosting the Governor's Award. And that was when we were like, John Mulaney can host the Oscars. Okay. And I still stand by it. These are all runner-ups. Do you guys remember the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, what a fucking year this was. That was so long ago. I barely remembered it. And then I saw the pictures and videos from it, and I was like, damn. That was like pre-AI. You know what I mean? They were like, no, we'll be in person fucking up, okay? But I'll tell you this. My number one, this is my punchy of the year. I will tell you this. This is an oopsies. It was actually like January 1st this came out, but I'm going to count it for 2024, okay?
Yeah, I count it.
My Instagram, TikTok Reels, viral moment of the year was the Naughty Girl Fitness. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. You're gonna see the link. You're gonna see the thumbnail right here. Okay, was that girl in the pink leotard being like, Santa's sleigh, bring the gifts. Okay, Santa's sleigh, bring the gifts. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a workout video. Okay, and she was like, we're gonna go boom, boom, and we're gonna speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then it's like this whole like girly workout video. But she just had so many iconic lines throughout this entire video. If you don't feel comfortable shaking your ass, you can stand still. But if you can do it, get in that shit. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? I'll tell you what, the internet knows what I'm talking about right now, okay? Yeah. I swear to God, okay? And then so she was like, and then the ribbit walk. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Santa's sleigh, bring the gifts. Santa's sleigh, bring the gifts. All right? Yo, I'm telling you guys right now, this was the viral moment of the year. It was one of those videos, and I've sent a few this year alone, where all of a sudden you see like 9 different accounts sharing that exact same video just for clicks because it was so popular. It's honestly amazing that you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It is a little pervy because it's like hot girls in leotards, and I don't mean to be that guy, but fuck me, the dialogue was so good. It was my viral moment of the year. Here's a punchy. Thank you, guys.
Damn, wow. What a punchy.
Santa's sleigh.
Congratulations to the winners.
Santa's sleigh.
What do you have
bring
to
the
say?
Gifts.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
Get in that shit, is what she would say. All right?
That's so aggressive. All right.
Ed, what do you
guys,
got?
I feel like mine are going to be so lame and conservative. I don't have... I don't.
Well, when you vote for Trump, that's what you get.
Mix, Ed. We all have a mix here. You know what I mean?
We go.
We have a nice.
All right, so let's get serious real quick. All right, you guys know I love movies, but you know what? I also love shows, TV shows, and I had 2 shows that I wanted to talk about. One that it was animated, and one that was live action. That we may or may not have. Nah, we did talk about it. I'm pretty sure. But anyway. I wanted to give some punches out because we talked so much about movies lately, especially leading up to the Oscars. But I wanted to talk about, first off, Netflix's Ripley with Andrew Scott.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like some other shows have kind of like taken the reins as far as like awards and shit like that, and it's kind of fallen by the wayside. But that was a really good show, and not enough people talk about that show. It was like a beautiful looking, really well acted. Like one episode in particular was fantastic. I mean, every good show has that one episode, and it was just really, really good. And I would implore you both to check it out, and our listeners too. And that's on Netflix, so you can check that out. And then we talked about this when it came out, and then we just kind of stopped talking about it. And I think like Miguel wasn't a fan because
sure
he's pretentious. But X-Men,
I don't think
X-Men 97.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
What a fucking great show. I was kind of dumbfounded how emotionally engaged I was with that show, and just the emotional heights that it went to. And I thought the animation was on par and true to the original, whilst also feeling fresh.
To me, my X-Men.
Yeah, and if you actually gave it a chance, Miguel, you would believe it.
I watched that scene so many times.
That one scene,
the first episode. No, I mean it did such like bold things, I thought, and like I said, there were like 3 or 4 episodes where I was in tears. There's like maybe 1 or 2 where I lost interest, but the overarching storyline I thought was really powerful, and it was surprising. I didn't really expect much when you were like revitalizing a animated kids show from the late 80s, early 90s. How good could it possibly be? And genuinely, it was so fucking good.
And I felt like if you watched the first episode, like you didn't even get a taste of the show.
I also love the idea of Ed watching this entire show and being like, I don't love this episode. Like, what were you doing on the episodes that you didn't like? You know what I mean?
I cruised.
You were just like, let me just like play on my phone.
There's like one episode, and yeah, I mean, sure, but the rest I was locked in.
What was the one episode? Say it now.
I know which one it is.
Yeah,
It's with Jubilee, right?
Yeah, Jubilee with the alternate realities or TV verse,
the
whatever.
video game or whatever. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I watched that show. You fucks. Y'all thought I didn't do it. All right.
But nah, it was a great show. It was a nice little throwback that was better than it deserved to be, I felt like. And for a brief spell, it started me going back and rewatching all the old X-Men. It trailed off after a while.
With your kid, though, right? Like, you guys watched it together?
No, Lily didn't get she didn't get into the X-Men bit, but we did start watching the Batman animated series, so that's a win.
I love it. I love it. I
All
love
right, so those are
these old shows. Okay.
These are my favorite shows. Luis, come back. Or you're getting another prop.
I'm back. No props. Okay. All right, we're going to do... I'm going to change it up. I was going to do show, but I'm going to actually do movie poster.
Yeah,
I love this one. Can I tell you this? This is the one I've been most excited for because I'm like, what is the poster you're talking about? Okay. And I hope you have like a couple of them, but just tell me the one. I'm down.
I love that. Let me say something for you.
Do you have one, Miguel?
I don't have nominees. But Miguel, the fact that you have them now for me in the future, I will start making nominee lists because that's such a good idea.
No, I don't have them. I want them.
I know. I'm sorry. But the one that stood out for me, the one that was like, that's the poster. That one's good. And the only one that honestly that I could remember from all of last year, there's only one. All right.
Okay.
And the poster was red and it had someone to the side and a fucking face hugger on their face. For me, the Alien Romulus poster gets a punchy because it was bold, it was simple, it didn't have like 60 different faces on there, just plastered on there with like, looked like it was Photoshop. It delivered a message. It told you what it was. It was creative, it was artistic, and it was simple. Like that's what I want. It reminds you of the old, it reminded me of the old era in the 90s when you had like the Batman logo, the Jurassic Park logo. You know, you just had simple, iconic things, and you don't have like just people green screened into it.
Some would argue a little spoilery because it involves a character.
Vaguely. But if you think about that the way they treated every character in that movie, you knew every one of them was going to die, you know?
Right. Sure. Yeah. I'm just,
yeah,
nitpicking. No, I agree. Man, actually, when you mentioned posters, Alien Romulus was definitely like way up there.
I love that. That was something I was so excited about. I really wanted to create a whole list of posters based off of you writing that, but I was like, no, I feel like I'm going to give you the space to do it, and I'm glad I did.
No, but I don't have any nominees for these, so please, yeah.
I wish I had more.
I like
sure.
Poster.
No, everyone fucking loved the brutalist.
Okay. I'm not talking about the one with Adrian Brody. I'm talking about the one with the upside down Statue of Liberty.
I'll tell you what, the best posters I saw the entire year was all those AI Civil War posters. Man, fuck yes. Let's go. Let's give the robots. Right. Let's give the robots more control.
Movie poster. That was my pick. Okay, Miguel, we're back to you.
Oh, fuck. All right. I have a lot of these. I kind of want to just like merge a couple of them, but I'll just be really quick with this one. Guys, I'm going to tell you my favorite movie of the year. You already know what it is. Okay. This is my favorite movie of the year. Real quick, one before I make this point, Ed, you're always really good about like going back and watching or giving me a list of all the movies that I watched. I went back on my AMC account and they said, you want to see your tickets for 2024? And I said, yeah, I want to see all of them. Okay. I loved that. I thought that was so great. I went off that list. I'll tell you this, my favorite movie of 2024, you guys know what it is.
Dune Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Good,
the way Timothée said, I fucking loved Wicked. Okay. My favorite movie of the year. Mainly because I couldn't believe how much I loved it. Okay. And I know
I don't think
talked
any
about
of us
it.
could have seen that coming, honestly.
My wife told me today, she goes, I really love the fact that your podcast has turned into like a musical. Like you guys keep talking about musicals. And I was like, yeah, that's my bad. I just kind of shifted us to the the whole musical vibe. No, I loved Wicked. I thought it was my favorite movie of the year, and I don't want to overtalk it because I've already done it. Yeah. But I hope they get the Oscars. I hope they get. I don't give a shit. It's okay if you guys don't love it the same way I do. I had a great time, and I thought it was, magical. So my favorite movie of the year. There you go.
But not so Wicked. Miguel, I'm going to challenge you real quick. No, hang on. I'm going to challenge you real quick. Luis, weeks ago, Luis asked you what would be your subtitle to Wicked. You're like, let me think about it. Hang on a second. You just never came up with an answer. So I want to hear one. I came up with one the other night, just offhandedly, like not even thinking about it. I was just like, yeah, not so Wicked. And I was thinking about that in a Boston accent.
I don't love that you're attacking me for something that you came up with. Okay, like I'm glad I didn't have an answer in that day that Luis asked me.
Yeah.
Okay, but Ed came up with an answer. Luis asked us what would be like the subtitle for this movie, Wicked Part 1. And Ed came up with one 2 days ago, and now I'm getting attacked, okay? I'm sorry that Ed came up with a perfect answer, and I didn't have it, okay?
Oh, the perfect answer. Well, that's nice.
I thought it was really good. It was really good. So why are you attacking me?
Because you were silent when I actually texted it. So
Did I not heart it? Did I not heart it or like it? I'm sorry.
You didn't say it was perfect.
I'm so busy at work lately, you guys. I'm so sorry.
All right, so what would it be called?
Not so Wicked.
Perfect.
No, that's okay. Ed. Oh no, who just went? Miguel. So Ed, what's your punchy?
Sorry. All right, guys. We've talked about Miguel. You've known me for a very long time. Luis, you've known me pretty long enough. Time's up. And you guys,
honestly, let's wrap it up.
But I've been like the Oscars are like a big thing for me every year. It's something that kind of guides my movie schedule throughout the year. But like this year, I definitely felt a lot of disappointment with the Oscars. And that's the whole point of the Punchies, right? We want to award people who we felt deserve better.
Yeah.
Deserve more recognition. And God damn it, if Josh O'Connor didn't make me feel a certain way this year, I want to give a Punchy to Josh O'Connor for Best Supporting Actor in Challenges, because first off, that movie got completely snubbed, number one. Number two, Josh O'Connor, goddamn, he's the next James Bond. But no, number three, like his performance in that is so fucking good, and an ensemble that was top to toe perfect. He was just great. He oozed with sexuality, literally and metaphorically. It's just. I love that performance. Stands out to me as one of the best of last year. Underrated.
I don't want to get
unacclaimed.
into it with you, but I just don't understand how you watch Challengers and you go, my favorite performance is that mousy-faced, big-eared motherfucker. All right? Because Zendaya was right there. Okay?
She's right there doing her thing, sure, whatever. Like, come on! But
no,
Josh
but also
O'Connor did a lot more with a lot less.
Fuck you. No. Zendaya came in off of Spider-Man, and everyone thought, Spider-Man. And she came in there with this very, like, nuanced, rich person performance, okay? She came from money. She landed in money, but she also had this, like, middle ground where she was like, oh, I kind of realize human life. And that never happens with rich people. And the fact that she gave the meme of the year, all right, with her shaking her hair back and forth, all right?
Miguel,
you don't sit there and tell me that Josh O'Connor, that smelly BO living in his car performance is better than Zendaya, who already was married to Tom Holland. She said, I know my worth.
You know, Tom, you're great or whatever, you're mid, whatever, but let me go talk to this guy, Josh, who's going to make me cheat on my on-screen husband as well. Because, goddamn.
You know what? I'll tell you this,
Ed. Look at that smirk.
I'll tell you this, though, Ed. When she fucked Josh O'Connor, I was like, yeah, I get it. All right.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
Over other guy, it's yeah. All right, fine.
Over other guy.
Over other guy, Mike Feist, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
every
Josh
one of us right now. Let's imagine that I hit the tennis ball to you. Ready, go. Whoa! Luis,
I hit it back to you. Oh,
Luis,
he's Zendaya.
I'm Zendaya.
Oh.
Miguel, come on. Why am I the only one getting the bits today?
Okay, so great. Josh O'Connor, supporting
right.
actor. I'll do mine real quick.
Official Punchy winner, Josh O'Connor.
I know. Official Punchy winner, Josh O'Connor. Okay, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Favorite actress. She didn't get any recognition, and when I saw her perform, I was like, "Damn, you're doing a good job." I'm gonna give this to Naomi Scott for Smile 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I didn't hear any peep about her.
Naomi Scott in Smile 2.
Smile 2. Okay, yeah. All right, sorry.
I didn't hear a peep about her during the award season. And I say, if anybody should get recognized for what she did for that movie, I think she deserves it because, man, you could feel the fear and the anxiety and the emotion that she was able to transmit. And Naomi Scott.
Can we please start awarding horror films? Good God Almighty!
I love it. I would love to watch that movie. I haven't done it yet, but I love the idea of giving it to them because I feel like the last 5 years there's all these horror movie performances that are really.
We're in a horror movie renaissance right now.
Yes,
we have been in the last 10 years.
We're in the we're hitting this golden era. Like we had golden era of TV. Now it's like a horror now, and we were supposed to have an episode talking about the Scream Queens of 2024, which I still kind of want to do.
I want to do too.
It was just like Scream Queen City last year. There were so many great performances, but it was great.
Naomi Scott, Lily Rose Depp, Willa Fitzgerald, throw another one out there. Yeah.
I can't think of any right now. I said there's so many, and I can't.
There are though. It's like ridiculous. Yeah. It's a very frustrating element about awards season.
I think some of them aren't like the stars that you think like, oh, these big superstars. They're also up and coming.
But you see there's more of a yearning to do these kinds of performances because it's not just like about something scary. It's more like it's becoming more physical, more emotional, and terrifying even.
And cinematic too. It's not
absolutely. And 100%. And like the only thing I know of Naomi Scott is Naomi Scott.
Power.
I forgot she was in Power Rangers. I was going to say
Aladdin
and Charlie's Angels, and that's it. And she got like this whole haircut and shit, and I barely recognized her, and I had to look it up, and I was like, oh shit.
Same. But I didn't know it was her.
Phenomenal. She was really great.
Yeah.
Check it out. Congratulations, Naomi Scott, on your punchy win.
All right, Miguel, back to you.
Okay, I'm going to do this real quick. I have a favorite show. All right. I had two runners up. Or not two. All right, sorry, hang on.
Just say it.
Guys, my favorite show. I wanted to talk about True Detective season 4. All right. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought True Detective was a lot of fun. It was fucking Jodie Foster and Ed, what's her name?
Wait, what are we talking about?
All right. So anyway, I thought it was a really fun take on True Detective. I loved that they were in Alaska. I loved that it was this whole winter thing. But I'm just gonna. I only say this because I didn't want my actual winner to be so. Oh, of course. But my winner of my best show of the year was The Penguin. Okay, you guys. It was so fun.
Thank you, Miguel.
I had so much fun with this show, and you guys, everyone I talked to pre and before the show was this show's gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be awful. We actually spoke to Eric Jew, who worked on the show, and he was like, I think it's good, but I have my thoughts. And I was expecting to come into it hating the show, but then the show came out, and the internet and me and everyone just kind of loved this.
Loved it.
And then swept awards.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. And it was so good. So my favorite show of the year was The Penguin. And I loved, real quick, I loved that Colin Farrell just recently said, like, I'm not interested in doing a season 2. Like, I don't want to come out and just do it to do it. I want to do it only if it
with
works.
Purpose. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about creatives. It's like, let's find what works. Let's don't do it just for the money. So The Penguin, my favorite show, Penguin. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna make a change here.
Oh, sorry.
Because I can. Okay, I'll remove one. All right, go ahead. Let's keep rocking.
Ed,
it's your turn. Oh wait. Yeah, you're right. Okay, my bad.
It is your turn, Ed.
All right. We're talking about TV shows and shit. I'm gonna bring it back to movies. There were a lot of great scenes in movies last year. Shut up, Miguel. You could say that movies are made of a combination of scenes, but I have one in particular that I keep coming back to. And this scene kind of like made this movie for me, and I want to give it a punchy because I solemnly believe that this is potentially going to be the best picture winner of the year. But the home invasion scene from Anora.
Oh my god, Ed! Yes, good pick.
I fucking, and don't get me wrong, there was a lot of great cinematic scenes throughout the year, but this one just worked on so many levels that I just could never have fathomed where it was going from the moment it started and where it led to.
Yeah,
it just hilarity from beginning to end. You think it's going to turn bad, and it's not good what happens, but it's hilarious what happens.
That's when that movie sunk its pinchers into me and locked me in. I was like, okay,
you were just like, what is happening right now? Like, what is this? What's going on? Who are these people who you thought were just going to be like background characters? Good. And it just, the movie shifts into this whole other beast that you don't, again, you're just not even aware of. You're not even thinking about it, really. You think there are going to be consequences to the whole scenario, but not like this. And the way that it just slowly unfolds, it's like a good, 15-minute sequence, maybe?
It lasts a while,
It goes on, and it's you get this, you get these Three Stooges kind of situation coming into this, picture-perfect marriage, or whatever. But like, but this this comfy situation where you're like, oh yeah, they've got their fairy tale ending. Nope, here comes the parent stooges, and they're coming to undo everything. Yeah, and it's so fucking funny. And it just like just every time I've seen it maybe 4 times now, but every time it just gets me. It's so good. The staging, the dialogue, everything that unfolds is so brilliant. It's just genius how it works. And so for that, it deserves a punchy. I don't want to go too much into details because I know, Miguel, you haven't seen Anora yet. But you should.
You should. It's good.
Yeah, it's so good.
I think you'd like it.
I'm down.
Everybody I've recommended it to has enjoyed it so far because it's surprising on so many levels.
Of all those people, have they watched it 4 times?
That I've recommended it to? Probably not.
You just said you watched it 4 times. I think that's insane. Okay.
Why?
What? Why? Why would you ever?
Why? What do you mean? I watched it the first time in the theater. Okay. Second time when we were blessed with it from LG. And then I watched it again by myself, and then I watched it last weekend. I was not feeling good, and I was in bed all day, so I watched it again. So it's become kind of like my awards comfort movie. And
let me just ask real quick. and this has nothing to do with this. How many times have you played The Last of Us since we gave it to you? Yeah, all right.
Maybe 4 times.
No, sure. Go ahead and watch this movie 4 times over. That's good.
Playing a 50-hour long game and watching a 2-hour movie is not the same thing.
I will say, Ed, you got to jump on it because the show's coming out soon.
I'm working on it, baby.
You just have to get a little bit further into it.
I'm just blown away. I do not watch movies 4 times in a row. You know what I mean? And I get
it wasn't in a row. I watched other things in between. I'm not.
How many times did you watch
crazy.
The Dark Knight? How many times did you watch The Dark Knight?
Yeah, Miguel.
Well, okay.
How many times have you watched Wicked? In fact,
I tell you this. That's fair. I tell you, I've only watched Wicked 2 times, but I've listened to the soundtrack.
That's a million. Yeah.
So many. It's on my Spotify playlist.
That's gonna become your number one song, and when you do the rap.
No. Next year. Yeah, it's not good.
Great pick. Home invasion scene from Honora. I love that it's in here. It's great. Okay, mine's gonna. Let's do a meme. My favorite meme is gonna be Pepe the Prawn. You know the Pepe the Prawn
from the
meme?
Muppets.
Yeah, the Muppets. It's like the whole premise is like
where he's like,
yeah, like he gets caught in some sort of like situation, and he has to like come to terms with it. And the music, the pairing, if you know what I'm talking about, I just fell in love with this, and every type of situation was put into. I love so the Pepe the Prawn meme, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up.
Look it up.
Okay, the one I saw today was like I'm working remote through a VPN, and I'm in Japan, and my boss just texted me and saying, "Hey, can we meet tomorrow at 8 a.m. like in person?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "No, that's a good one. I didn't realize we were doing memes. That was good. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah,
I don't get it, but send it my way, and I'll, Can
I tell you this, Ed? It doesn't matter. We could have said fucking anything. You wouldn't have got it, so it's fine.
You're right.
Actually, Ed, I posted this meme in our Punch Drunk Nerd account. Like, I actually used it for our stuff. So
yeah, I do remember.
We worked together very nicely.
Cool.
Miguel, go ahead. What's your next pick for your punchy?
I'm gonna wrap some things up here because I feel like we're going long. I don't want to go too much.
Are you tired?
My Taco Bell is getting cold. Okay,
man, I just tried their new little Cantina steak burrito.
No, the more we do this podcast, I'm getting a better pulse on Miguel's bladder. Like, I just understand.
I have to pee. You know. No. We'll go through it. All right. So, guys, I had so much fun at the movies this year. Okay, I saw so many movies, and I know you guys
forgot some.
Well, I looked at my AMC A-list account and I saw all the ones that I watched, okay? I had a lot of fun at the movies. I'm going to give you just real quick. Obviously, Wicked, I had a good time. Interstellar, you guys gave me a lot of shit. I had a really good time in Interstellar.
I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not this year.
Let me move on. I loved Godzilla vs. Kong, the new one. That was a lot of fun. Dune 2, Deadpool versus Wolverine. These were all really fun movies. Can I tell you why? Because the audience was so charged in all of these movies, okay? But I'll tell you this, the most fun, this is the punchy for me, the most fun I had at the movies this year was Alien Romulus, guys. I loved the shit out of this movie. You were
shook after it when you came to the pod. You were like...
I was absolutely shook by this movie when we talked about it. Were there really fun moments, like nods to the original movies and series? Absolutely. But that last act was so scary. And there were moments where not just me, but the whole audience was like, oh, fuck! You know? And we had a great time. So my most fun at the movies this year had to be Alien. Ed, go ahead.
Did you watch it? Did you see it in IMAX or regular?
I did. I saw it in IMAX. This is one of the only IMAX movies I saw this year. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Good job, Ed.
What?
Yeah, thank God we saw it in IMAX. You know,
I was just trying to share something with you, Cam.
just two cinephiles seeing a movie in IMAX. You know, Punchy
to IMAX. This last year was the year of the IMAX. Let me tell you, I don't think I've ever seen quite so many IMAX showings.
Can I just like real quick? Can I just throw one in just real quick after
just
this?
do it. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to throw a couple in there because my list has grown ever since we've done this.
You know what? Me and Ed loved an IMAX movie. Can I say something else that me and Louis loved this year? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
This was
a cell phone movie.
This was not a 2024.
I do not like a cell phone movie. Excuse me. How dare you pair me into that camp of cell phone movies? I have an OLED 77-inch screen, my dear. Okay. I wait to see movies on that piece of technology.
Bless you. I apologize. I jest.
Ed knew right away. I fucked up.
Champion here. Okay. You better put some respect. Okay.
Yeah, make it slap.
You know what? I tell you what, we came not from the top to the bottom. We came from the bottom to the top this year. Okay. I want to give you guys something punchy for my favorite song of the year. And it was not from this year, but it was from something that me and Luis locked into this year alone.
Fuck. Yeah.
Guys, have you guys heard about Glorb? All right.
Yes.
It is the bottom two. Okay. This is the SpongeBob rap song of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
It's my punchy. Okay.
I'm gonna listen to it again. Hell yeah.
Do it now. In fact, while we're talking, I just want to say this was the best song of the year for me. And it goes a little something like this.
Sonic Boom!
Yeah, wait for it. The beat's about to come.
Guys, why was
Beautiful.
that the song of the year for us? Okay, like we locked the fuck into that. It's like, what was that again? Okay, fuck yourself. All right.
Now I remember we were having our boys' day in December, and you threw that on in the car, and I was like, there was a moment where I was just like, hang on, is that Patrick?
I'll tell you this is me. Luis came to Colorado. By the way, Ed, Luis came to Colorado in March of 2024, and we listened to that on the way back home from Chili's, okay?
Yes.
And we were vibing the fuck out, all right? That was one of the songs of the year. No, yeah, come to Colorado whenever you want. That was my favorite song.
For Chili's, for the local Chili's, I hear it's great.
It's very good.
Ed would never be caught dead in Chili's. But yeah, that song of the year. And Luis? Go ahead.
My turn. Okay. I'm gonna do a couple. Pop. Movie of the year. I'm gonna do The Substance because that deserves to just be nominated. And then for animated movie, I'm gonna do Flow because that was my actual number one in my list. But those two movies.
Flow was so good.
So animated Flow, movie The Substance, and fuck it, just for time, I'm going to also put Kristen Milioti for TV actress.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
God. Okay. Damn it!
To her credit, I will say I didn't believe in her, and then she proved me wrong. I was glad to.
Ed did say that, and I feel like if maybe in a year from now we're going to talk about Jon Favreau being really good for Star Wars. Okay, so all right, moving on.
Oh, okay.
Who's and then my favorite show is Baby Reindeer. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead. Next one.
Ed, you're gonna have to squeeze some things in here. Let's go.
I got it. I could do this real quick.
Oh, the thing is, I added a lot more punchies on my list as we've been talking. So my bad, y'all. I just couldn't resist it. The champion couldn't resist.
Hey, it gets blood flowing, right?
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna
hit him with
I'm gonna.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just going to throw two out real quick. Favorite score of the year? The Brutalist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that music slaps. And then the guy did get no love this awards season, so I'm going to give him some love right now. I'm going to give him a
John M. Chu?
No, Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2. Fucking best director of the year right there. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about this one because I don't think I've talked about this movie really. But I throw in under the radar movie where people did not, it was a surprise good one. It was like a modern day Die Hard. Netflix's Carry On.
Wow. I haven't seen it, but I hear good things.
No fucking way.
You guys didn't talk about it, so I didn't watch it.
Did you
I'm
watch
surprised. No, I'm surprised.
Oh, it had...
Did you watch it, Miguel?
No, but people talk. My mother-in-law watched that movie. She talked about it.
It's genuinely a really good movie. Number one,
no fucking way. That's awesome.
There's like one scene that's a little dumb but kind of fun. But like the whole thing is like a cool vibe, very entertaining. Like one of the better action films of last year. And let me tell you. There was some like really great villain performances last year, but fucking Jason Bateman as the villain in that film was surprisingly just like great. I was just like, man, Jason Bateman, you need to do more shit like this. He came in effortlessly, and he was just so good, and he really fucked with Taron Egerton. And I think for casual viewing, everybody should watch Carry On. And it's a good Christmas movie.
That's what I mean about Ed. Is Ed will spend like 2/3 of the year telling me, Miguel, you're so stupid. Why would you watch this movie?
I don't think those words have ever left my mouth.
And then he'll be like, anyway, my favorite movie of the year was Carry On with Jason Bateman and Taron Egerton. Like, who guessed that? No one. That's amazing. Okay.
No, genuinely really good. But the villain in that, I think it's just called The Passenger, played by Jason Bateman. Great. Really great. Like it's a shame that movie didn't get a theatrical release. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So yeah, go check it out. It's a fun film.
My God.
And that's it.
Okay.
That's my punchies. I'm punched out.
I have three more, and I'll do them real fast.
Do all three, and then I'll do all mine, and then we'll wrap. Yeah.
That's what I want to do. All right. So, real quick, I want to talk about my favorite Fortnite season from this year. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a list right here. Sorry. My favorite Fortnite season. There's a whole list, but really, it's the absolute doom. Okay. First off, I just want to say that this last year was my first introduction to Fortnite, and I got so much out of it. But I really fucking loved the Absolute Doom season because I got so many Marvel skins from the season pass. Okay, so Absolute Doom, got to get all those. Guys, I want to talk about group chats for a second. We belong to so many fucking group chats. Okay, there's the original with Ed, Luis, and me. It's nerd shit. We added Steven to it, and that nerd shit chat has had so many names. But recently, Luis was like, "Hey, do you guys know who Deshaun Jackson? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
You guys know who Deshaun Jackson is?" And we turned the chat into
Deshaun. Wait, go ahead. Just keep going.
We turned it into Deshaun Chatson. I thought that was one of the best chat names we ever had. We also have Infinity Boys, which was the bachelor party for Luis's group, and then we ended up getting Infinity Boys 2, which has lost one or two original members, and I won't talk about that any further. But my absolute favorite chat group of the year was when Ed accidentally sent a reel on Instagram, and he meant to send it to 4 different people, but he accidentally turned it into a chat. And it's called Another Fucking Group Chat with Luis, Ed, Steven, and then shout out Bryce Perkins, who just randomly got thrown into a chat. And what I love is Luis, Steven, and I love a bit, and we really tried to keep that chat going for a while. even though everyone fell off, and Bryce was like, "Stop messaging me there." But I have one final thing that I want to give to everyone called Punchies. You guys remember Captain Holt on Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah.
His nemesis was called Wunch. Okay.
Yep.
And I wanted to give an opposite to the Punchies. I wanted to give the Wunchies. Okay. I wanted to give the worst things of the year. Okay. And here we go. First off, talking about Fortnite, is Fortnite the OG Chapter 2 remix? Okay. When they came back with that at the end of the season, I fucking hated it. What the worst season of the year?
Wait, hold on. Is this the one? Wait, hold on. Is this the one? Not the new Fortnite OG season, right? You're talking about
the Chapter 2 remix with Eminem and Snoop Dogg and Ice Spice.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna say something. Can I say something that's crazy? That was my very first map joining Fortnite.
And I felt bad saying it because I remember you mentioning that. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit, but I would just say this.
But I get it. I understand. We've evolved, and it's just to say, like,
we went back on that one,
Mm-hmm.
And it was not my favorite one. But I'll tell you this: the Wunchie of the year, the worst TV show I watched this entire season, went to Netflix. Okay, guys, did you watch the Three Body Problem? No. The Three Body Problem on Netflix. It was, they were in the virtual reality, and then it was a whole space thing, and aliens came. This might have been the worst TV show I watched all year.
Who made that show?
Say it.
D&D.
Yeah, fuck. It makes me so mad that you said that, okay? Because obviously Game of Thrones fell off, and the fact that they were like, we can do better. No, they clearly can't. And that's the Wunchies. And I would just like to say for next year, we should have more Wunchies. Okay.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for the Wunchies. So Three Body Problem gets a Wunchie.
And guys, thank you guys so much for listening. What a fun episode.
So now we're going to have a fun movie experience. My favorite movie experience was the 4DX of Twister. And then it's going to be also my favorite bucket of the year was the Dune bucket.
Because you fucked it?
Why?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Say it.
It was nice and soft. No, I can't show it. My hands are full with this belt. Okay, my favorite, the Wes Anderson.
You're going to fuck it with that belt on later.
Yeah, the Wes Anderson Alien Punchy. Remember last year I gave it
Punchy
to the Wes Anderson Alien. So the Wes Anderson Alien Punchy goes out to... this fucking little elephant in Skeleton Crew, and not just the elephant, like the elephant's little brother and sister who are like 1 and 2 years old.
Have you been watching that in secret?
I could get into that another day, but not really.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly like promo art. Like, this thing is the most adorable and weirdest thing ever. So that's gonna get a Punchy. Let's see. Skeleton
Crew. They just give those things to anybody these days.
Skeleton Crew elephant. Well, it's the Alien Punchy. It's supposed to be like cute little things. You know
right. No, I got you.
Okay. And then I have to end it with this because I thought Miguel would say it, but I'm going to say it. The best moment, a Punchy for the moment of the year, has got to be Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, I wanted to shout out Steven because we had that whole episode where I recapped the beef when it first happened. And then all of a sudden, Steven was like, hey, you guys, here's the fucking beef. All right. He locked the fuck in to that entire ongoing thing. That was the moment. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead. I mean, like, I just know that, like, somebody who wasn't like fully involved and swimming in it, I knew it was a moment shining from all the way over here on the west, like, I could see it.
That's what I love is, like, I knew Ed wasn't going to be into it, and the fact that Luis wasn't super into it, but Steven was like, hey, you guys, the beef? And I was like, fuck yes, someone who is actually keeping up, watching, having a good time with it. What a moment for the year. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And then he, all the way to he got the Super Bowl out of it. You know what I mean? What an absolute year of rap beef. Ed?
I agree.
Thank you.
That was good beef. Well done. Well made.
We're honestly, for as much as we've packed in, we're doing pretty good on time. Like, we've done 245 episodes.
We got time for what we're into, Miguel.
We have time for what we're into. But
you're into. So got a dog?
All right, so that was the Punchies. Now we're going to move on to let's talk about this now.
I really have an acronym that I feel like everyone knows. It's EAGIOTFC, and it stands for this. Ed's acronym game is off the fucking charts. Okay.
Thank you. I agree.
Why the fuck does Ed come up with the most obscure acronyms that you've ever heard of in his entire life? And he acts like we should know what they are. All right. So I'm ready to talk about it now because we had it earlier. You guys, we talked about the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. He put it in our notes, and it was just the DR.
I didn't put it in our notes, but I figured out what it was.
That's what it is. I put Dwayne I put DTRJ on there because I wanted to keep this news secret.
See,
but then somebody linked to the news and cracked my code.
I cracked it.
The other thing is, you can jump. You can jump. No, you fuck. And that's what I'm saying is you autistic motherfucker. All right. And I say that respectfully, but like you can jump to whatever Ed's into right now, and he's going to talk about the monkey, but he's also going to talk about the TGPTD. And it's like Ed will just sit there and type up an acronym. And you go, me and Luis could go, what are we talking about? What is this? And he'll be like, why the fuck don't you know what I'm talking about? Obviously, it's the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Martin Scorsese, MC Ski Gigi movie.
I feel like
no, absolutely not. Because if I say LOL or LMAFO or
LOL.
fucking no, I don't give a shit, Ed. If you don't like what the acronym is, there is a standard acronym, but you will just fucking write some bullshit letter acronym and then act like we should fucking know what it is. Okay? I'm more mad. No, I'm more mad about this. I would rather Jon Favreau say, hey, invite me to dinner. I'll tell you all about Star Wars, but I will not fucking stand for these fucking acronyms. And I want to talk about it now.
As Ed's lawyer, I will bring up the fact to the case here. He also likes to submit into Exhibit A our emojis that we put into the group chat.
Stop. Because I will tell you right now. Okay, first off, I have to get quiet because my wife just told me I was being too loud. Okay? I will tell you right now that our emojis make sense. I will also tell you the content.
No, you can't just throw in a fucking duck.
I will tell you.
Just be like, no, it's a duck. Yeah, we're all ducking now. And then what was the other one? Like fucking
the ladder.
Fuck off. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I tell you this, Ed, is you don't fucking get context because we will give you context in 5 or 6 text messages before.
No, you like 20, 25 text messages.
You refuse to scroll up and understand and read. You'll read the entire text of The Lord of the Rings from fucking J.R.R. Tolkien, but goddamn, forget the fact that you will roll up and read these goddamn text messages from fucking 25 minutes ago. So don't sit there and tell me that it's okay to read all these goddamn acronyms, but you won't fucking understand context. I asked you earlier, I said, hey, Ed, say you were at the trampoline park with your daughter. Would you do a backflip? And you were like, I don't understand what the question is. I already fucking said it in the text message. I said, if you were there, would you do X, Y,
this
Z?
Hypothetical, I thought it was like a typo. I thought you were saying... hey, I saw you were at the trampoline.
But my problem, Ed, is the fact that every text you read, you go, I assumed there was a typo. I fucked up and I didn't realize that you were saying this. I could be like, Ed, how was your Monday? And you'd be like, today's Sunday. You'd be like, I'm asking you about last week, you motherfucker. And it makes me
work
so
hard
mad
to not put typos in my text. Like, I go back and re-edit them if it doesn't make sense or if there's like...
Me too. I'm anal about that, or try to be.
I tell you this, though, I did a bit earlier today where I said something scandalous and Luis sent a gift that was like, that's too much, man. And then I deleted all my text messages to make it look like Ed was saying it. And then Ed goes, I don't understand what's happening here. And I was just like, I'm bullying you, Ed. Just like pick up on the context.
But no, I missed it.
But you missed every context, and that's all I wanted to say. I got a little off the beaten path.
I mean, all I took away from this was that my acronym game is superb.
Off the charts.
Superb.
I said it's off the charts. I didn't say it was good. So,
well, we'll find out when you hear.
A person with type 2 diabetes doesn't want to find out that they have type 3. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
It's off the chart. No.
So that was. Let's talk about this now. We'll move into what we're into. We could do this. How do we want to do this? The monkey. You want to talk about the monkey?
Yeah, let's talk about the monkey. Then let's talk about what Miguel is into, and then I'll wrap it up with my acronym.
I'm gonna pull an Ed from last week. What I would like to tell you is
no. Hold on. God damn it, Miguel!
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Do you think he'll come back?
I don't know. I don't think he will come back. Hold on.
He got riled up.
I had a bit that I was going hold on. I made a typo. I was going to do afterwards. Okay. The monkey. We both saw it this weekend. This is the guy who did Long Legs. And
Osgood Perkins.
Osgood Perkins. And Ed, what did you think about the monkey?
The Long Legs, this is not. This is definitely a kind of like tongue-in-cheek slasher horror.
Yeah.
If you could call it that. And it was fun. Like I feel like the whole audience and myself were just like the whole time we're just like, oh my god, like what is fucking happening? It was I don't think at any point was it taking itself seriously, but it did a good job. First off, I think Osgood Perkins makes his films look really good, and I'm saying that based on two films that I've seen,
and his third trailer that's coming out, the Keeper. Beautiful looking too.
I'm annoyed that I didn't know that going into it. Otherwise, I would have stayed to watch it behind the credits. But
sorry, real quick. Sorry, I know I was doing a bit. My fucking microphone broke off of my desk with me hanging up on you guys. So here I'm back. I'm barely holding on. Okay, and that is
okay.
My
stay with us.
My whole aura right now.
Okay. 15 more minutes of the monkey. No, I mean, I can give you, I give you very quick because you can just watch it. One thing, this is straight up a comedy. Like, it is a bombastic, like, comedy horror movie. And you can see it has very creative kills. Maybe it's a little too bombastic at times. Maybe it's a little too repetitive on how big it can be. I'm curious to see how this movie, ages, and if it becomes like kind of like a B, like a cool, fun movie to watch, like high or drunk. And I do recommend watching it not sober for other
it
people.
Almost feels like it was just like a little in between for Osgood Perkins.
Yeah, exactly. Like a little fun. Like I have this fun bit or sketch. I'm gonna put it in here, and the story's pretty straightforward. And yeah,
but
I don't know. This is another movie that had twins in it. I'm telling you. Sinners,
that's why I was referencing at the beginning.
Oh, the monkey. Yeah. Palo Alto. I mean, there's just, anyway, but it's very silly. It's very funny. And I thought a lot of cool looking shots. And I think that if the actor, I had this thought, if we did this in the 90s or 80s, Tom Hanks could have played that role.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Great.
Yep. Done.
All right. The Monkey. Very fun. If you want to have a fun time in theater, go check it out, is what I have to say. I don't want to spoil anything else. Okay.
But also, okay if you watch it at home.
It's true. But I recommend watching it with an audience.
That's true. Also, yeah. It was a lot more fun because everybody was on the same vibe. I will say that. Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
So glad I came back.
All right, so I also watched this past weekend's SNL episode. I had a great time with the 50th. So I watched the one with Sophie Thatcher and Coldplay. A lot of good bits there, and I'm locked in to watch some more SNL.
Oh, well, that's nice. Cool. Miguel, what are you into?
Oh, I've already done every single bit.
Okay, and I honestly thought you would catch me in the lie because there was no SNL episode this past Saturday. I thought you'd be like,
so why the
whoa.
fuck? No, actually, at this point, why the fuck would you call me back? Okay, Ed did a whole bit last week where he left, and I was ready to go. All right,
well,
I shouted for 35 minutes. My wife told me to stop shouting. Okay,
I thought Ed was going to pop up and be like, well, hold on, wait a minute. There wasn't an SNL episode. And I was ready to gaslight him into telling him that there was an episode.
What I'll tell you this about Luis is I fucking hate him.
And I just don't care.
For even assuming that Ed would follow along with a bit.
Okay, so the bit failed.
3 years
we try
of
things
podcast.
out. The things that doesn't work out, but we're now here at the end, Miguel. Just stay put. What the hell does TGPTD mean?
Miguel, take a guess.
You want to talk about an acronym, Ed? I assumed it's the gorilla peed to donkey.
I don't know what this is. The great
You're close.
Pumpkin.
Okay, guys. You guys know something my family recently just caught on to that we've enjoyed as a family is the Great Pottery Throwdown, which is like the equivalent to the Great British Bake Off, but it's for pottery. And it's on Max, and it is a wonderful little competitive show set in England, because I hate this country right now. I need something a little bit more reassuring. So going back to my old country, England roots, and it's a pottery competition. And I used to do pottery as a kid, so this was very thrilling for me, and I had a good time. We've just finished the first season, and we just started the second season tonight.
Just imagine if you fucking just wrote that out and you said the Great Pottery Bake Off.
That's a lot of words, yeah. The Great Pottery Throwdown.
I personally like the clay down.
I
personally like the surprise. I like being surprised sometimes by the notes. I like to know not what's coming, you know?
Yeah. What is SNL? What does that mean? I don't know.
What an episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We talked about the Punchies. We talked about so many news things. Thank you for listening. Next week we'll do some more nerdy things, but until then, it's been me, Luis Gonzalez, and with me's been
and Deadpool.
And until next time,
ECB.
Yeah, until next time, ECB. Ciao tutti.
Ciao tutti.
The way